All right. Hello, everyone. This is our weekly lunch and learn. And you guys, so we've been just building, our training topics based on some of the discussions that we're having, over the last couple of weeks. We've done a series on what to say, because I think that, with everything on social media is that some of us have, forgotten how to have a, constructive conversation. Any questions, you'll be able to ask questions at the end. I try to keep it, in between other people that, have best practices on here. I try to keep it to 15 to 20 minutes of information and then Q&A at the end. So make sure that you get a sideline brother or sister, or upline or crossline, or whatever the case may be, or downline. Make sure you share these calls, because we do them every Tuesday and they're packed full of information. Okay. So, in order to build on, what we were talking about, what to say to people, how to have more confidence, how to get your messaging down. And it was really great because I had a mastermind right before this call. And you guys, I want you to remember is that being in a role of sales is actually one of the most noble professions in the world. And when you take sales plus leadership, that equals millionaire. Okay. Millionaire or higher status. When you have both of them down and you have really crafted that, you cannot not be successful. There's a couple of things though, too, that I want you to remember. And I'll type this acronym in when someone else chimes in our chat. But this is the acronym for sales. And so there was a lady that shared this with me on this call this morning. I'm like, this is so awesome. But here's how I want you to think of sales. The S is serving. The A is for another. The L is for lovely. The E is for eager, or eliminating a problem or a pain point. And the S is for soul. So you think about serving another lovely, eager soul. You guys, I got all these warm fuzzies and everything when she shared this with me. Yeah, thanks, Beth, for typing that in there. But I thought, wow, what a great way to start our call today with, the topics that we want to cover with the best practices, in our industry. So that is the one thing that I'm going to tell you. One of the biggest things is that I'm not a salesperson. Well, you know what? We don't want sales people. We want serving people. So the great thing about that is that, you really, as a network marketer, okay, you've really got to dig deep and, really fall in love with your business. I have fallen in and out of love, in my business more times than I can count. And so that way it is, what brings you back to that excitement, right? The confidence boosters, what makes you wake up in the morning and actually do tangibles to move your business forward. Okay. And, I know it's really, really important about getting into action, but, I'm still going to go back, and it depends on how you're wired. You have to have a very strong why in this business, because it's not for the meek. Okay. Get excited again, go back and pull product info sheets and talk about what you're so excited about. I know that a lot of people on this call have been in Monate for a long time. What motivated you when you started to where you are right now? Do you still talk about that? Do you still take one of your favorite products and talk about, my oil is sitting over here on the counter, I forgot to grab it. I would go and I would talk about all the benefits to our Rejuvenate oil and what a game changer it was. I mean, it's right up my alley, right? I've been talking about non-tox for 20 years. Okay. Talk about key points of the product. Take your favorite product and share it on your stories. Okay. And you know what? And you do that 5 days a week, and your outreach is going to be even more. But also too, and Natalie used to train to this all the time. I'm in the gym. I am, wash my hands at the airport or in a public restroom. I'm putting the oil on my cuticles, right? You are, sharing what you love most. And as Jessica Shoney has always said, you want your friends to know that you're that Monate person. Okay. And I'm just talking on this call because there's all women on this call. You're that Monate girl, right? That is the one thing that Jessica Shoney has said for 9 years that I've known her. I want to be known as that Monate girl. So key points for products. And you guys, you can lump some this together too. We were talking about our sustainability, Leaping Bunny certified, talking about the benefits. What are the key benefits? And you can just talk about 3 to 4 points on your story and be done. Okay. Do we talk about, our products and how long they last, because they're 40% water versus the standard 80 on the shelf and in salons. Okay. So we've talked about, key high level points that you can really focus on, right? Let's talk about the opportunity. We still get paid 11 ways. Do we talk about that? Do we talk about our card program? I think when we get comfortable and when we get into a cycle of hold on, let me just make sure everybody's muted. There we go. When we get into the cycle, okay, and we become comfortable, we've got to remember the reasons why this made us excited in the beginning. Okay. Are we talking about Smart Start? All of that out of the gate money. Okay. You guys, it costs $11,000 more to live for a family of 4 right here, right now. Right. So, again, the other thing is that you never want to sell something or solve a problem for somebody that doesn't have one. And you don't want to convince them, right? Your opinion is your opinion. You can be confident in it, which is great, right? Because confidence will lead to higher sales because your faith cannot be wavered in what you're doing. Other things too, talk about best practices. Okay. What are those best practices that you do on a daily basis to grow your business? Mine is my morning routine. Okay. I am a morning person. I was up at 5 a.m. this morning. I crushed my workout. I got my steps in. I did some personal development. I did a mastermind call. I'm doing this call. I have a call at 1. I have a call at 2. And I'm doing an RTT session today at 4. So that will be very interesting for me. But, again, what does your day look like? Doing a little bit of self-care, doing other things that you can plug into to help you grow your business. Okay. Whether that's networking groups, online, offline, how are you connecting? Collaborations, and Phyllis, really good point. Collaborations right now are huge. That was, I was on a call last week with one of the groups that I'm in, and that's all we talked about is collaboration. That's where the game is right now. So who can you collaborate with? And they don't have to be in network marketing. They could just, have a really cool product that you love and, share with them, go live with them on your social media and share what they do. Okay. If it's local, like I have, a couple of 2 little really cute boutiques that I love here in town. I will go in there and go live with them right when I'm shopping. I haven't done that in a while though, because I'm not a shopper, but it's where people ask me where to get cute, trendy clothes for here. I'm like, yeah, go to the Slip, go to Mainstream Boutique. Oh, and there's another cute one also too that opened up not too long ago. But you can go in there and you can, these franchise owners, these independents, they love when you guys do that. Okay. Brenda says she attended a Boss Babe brunch with a live podcast and loved it. See, that's perfect, you guys. So, let's see. Hold on, you guys. I got to get my key for Naomi. All right. So, when we look at that, you guys, so there are definite ways to grow. Providing value, one. Two, solving a problem. Three, collaborations, both in person and virtual. And four, social media, right? And you guys, the last thing that I wanted to talk about too, and I was going through these notes that I was making the other day, humor. I don't know, did we cover that on the last call? We might have. But humor will open up so many doors for you. And the last one too is the energy of your words. It's so important, right? Here's the one thing that I know, being in our industry, every leader has a different structure. They have a different way that they teach, coach, and train. Might not be exactly what you need, but I think that in the last 10 years, we have such a robust amount of different types of leaders that have trained. Everything's on our YouTube channel, right? You don't have to go anywhere else to get the training. It's all right there done for you. But my question is, how are you using that and locking arms with your brand new market partners? That was my other thing. Are you showing them the simple duplicable system that we have? Are you, getting their unboxing, their launch, their virtual launch, their face-to-face launch? Are you getting that on the calendar with them and walking them through the process, hand-holding? And now more than ever, people need it because they're so afraid of offending people and getting a no. That's where we come in and really, really, we lock arms with them. Okay. So, and the thing about it is that I know that some of you don't have the uplines that do that. A lot of them are social media driven. That's fine. But you have all the tools that you need. So that's kind of really all I kind of had today. Jackie, Kathy, Phil, anybody here on this call, anything to add? Oh, number 4 was social media, Trisha.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hello. I put in the chat, I go to other people's events. I got some influencers. I've got some friends. They do different product lines or they provide different products and services, but they've got really cool attendees at their events that I wouldn't normally get to meet. And so I pick up customers all the time at my friends' events. So where can you go? If you like what the event is, someone said they went to a podcaster thing. I went to a live podcaster launch, picked up 2 customers. Where can you go while you're having fun, you're learning, but you're also getting in with those other people that could use our products and services, which is everybody.
Listen, the only thing that you want to do is you want to be able to unlock people's, old school, Rolodex or contact list. Okay. That's all we're doing here, right? We want to find out, who do they know? Who would be, and I get really specific. People ask all the time, who do you need an introduction to? Okay, so don't be afraid to ask after you've built that trust. That's really, really important. When you build those trusting relationships, and I was on one of Todd Duncan's calls last week, you guys, he is the king of relationships. He literally texts Catherine and I, wishes us happy birthday, checks in and sees how we're doing. That is an art form, complete art form. But also too, is that, it's the emotional currency and the emotional deposits that you're putting in people every day. And that's where the difference lies. So no matter, what people do, when you have built that relationship, whether, they go on and they do something else, or they decide to change careers, or they decide to open a business, or they decide to come into your team, is that they want to know And they want to make sure, one, that they're supported, too. But when you've built those relationships, I mean, look at Phyllis. We've followed each other around for 20 damn years, because we have built that relationship, So it's like I look at this. Anybody who's on my team, and again, a lot of different personality types, but I know that if I were to call probably 200 or 300 people and I would need help, they would be right there for me. And that's the kind of trusting relationships that you want to build. Remember, we're not selling just shampoo, right? We're building an empire. You guys, that's really all I had. Anybody else have anything that they'd like to add?
Can I ask a question, Toni?
Yes, of course.
I guess this is towards Phyllis. Phyllis, you say that when you go to these events, you get leads and customers. How do you get to that point? Like, I'm such a big chicken about talking to people. That's my issue. So how do you get to that point?
Right. So it's the same as when we're out and about anywhere else. I compliment them on their hair. I compliment them on their outfits. I ask them what products they're using. How do you get that shine in your hair? And I start talking about what I do and how clean it is. It's always been the same dialogue. Are you interested in hearing about cleaner products? Safer, cleaner products? Or sometimes, depending if it's how many interactions I'm going to have, I'm just, sharing about the products that I love. Now, right now, my hair is sopping wet because I just got back from a walk, but I usually get complimented at my age how shiny my hair is. My hair is always shiny. And people ask me, where do I get that shine from? And I tell them what I use. And so it's never a different conversation. It's been the same conversation for the entire 9.5 years I've been in Monat. It's just an opportunity to get in front of more people that I don't know. And so to me, it's a safe environment, but I'm just always interacting.
And the other great thing, you guys, too, instead of pitching, think about the questions you can ask. Right? Think about, and one of the best parts is, and I even see this on social media too. What is your hair challenge? Right? Okay. You could talk about our dry shampoo. Are you sure that your dry shampoo doesn't have toxic ingredients in it? Okay. Just simple stuff like that. And then the other thing too, and I want to mention this again, you guys, because it's no different. When you're showing up and you're talking to different people, talk about those core pillars that matter to you, okay? Make the conversation around the person that you are, not the product that you sell. Anybody else have questions? By the way, Liz, let me tell you something. Phyllis taught me way back in the day, she asks everybody for referrals, right? No matter what we're doing. Amy Lazar is the same way. I'm not afraid to talk to people anymore, but I'm not just, I'm not as comfortable up front with it. And she gave me a lot of courage to start asking the key questions, right? Because I tell you, she could sell like Everglade water to Floridians. So the cool thing is that it all goes back to confidence, right? If you're confident in your product, that you have awesome leaders that are going to help you. That, the business opportunity is extremely lucrative, right? So I would lead with that. Just say, I get paid to wash my hair, y'all. Still use that line. Anything else? Oh, you guys, I feel like this was a really short call. Any other questions? Any other challenges? We have 10 minutes to dialogue.
Toni, could Phyllis kind of walk us through how she asks for referrals? Because it's something I'm definitely not very good at. Thanks.
So in addition to what Toni said, I never stop at a no. And so maybe that person can't use what we offer or they're not interested in it. But I always ask, who do you know that would love these products? Who do you know that would love this opportunity? Who do you know that, pick a topic of the day. Who do you know that suffers from um, their hair falling out? So many people do. There's so many issues now while people are having thinning hair. That's like a huge topic of conversation when I am out and about. It's like excessive shedding. It's due to medicines. It's due to the environment. It's due to clogging their pores with other products. And so um, I start that way. Who do you know? Whenever I go to an event, I ask people, where else should I be? I'm looking for speaking opportunities. I'm looking for vending opportunities. I'm looking for places where I can showcase what I do. Where would be a good place for me? I haven't done a lot of farmers markets this year because it was really cold here in Florida comparatively, but every time I do an event, I ask people. I just did a big health fair, though. I did one in March, and I asked people, where do I need to be? Where do I need to hang out? Where can I speak? And I did get one speaking opportunity out of that. And they will tell you where a good place to go is. So it's not necessarily for our products. I'm always looking for free venues. I have never paid for meeting space. I have never paid for event space. And so I start a conversation and I am always looking for people that have a connection to restaurants, have a connection to, now the thing is those co-op meeting spaces, or people that have businesses that will invite me in that have a boardroom or a meeting room or an employee, the place where they eat, the employee break room. Where can I come and share what I do? And don't forget that it's the first week in April, but what is May? May is May is Teacher Appreciation Week and Nurses Appreciation Week. I go through my customer list. Who do you have on your customer list that's a nurse? Who do you have on your customer list that's a teacher? Go to those moms. Now is the time to say, I would love to come into your school and pamper those teachers. Could I come into the break room after school one day and do hand cream? We talked about this, I think, on another call, mixing the scrub with the hand cream and give out samples. I want to come and pamper your teachers. And because, not all teachers teach 12 months a year. Like my daughter is off on the summer. They might be looking for extra income. And so then the nurses are another great one to do a nurses appreciation event. But start with your own customer base for those and start asking for referrals from your customer base. Who's your doctor? Who's your nurse? Who do you know that fits these categories? And those are two hot topics for May: Teacher Appreciation Week and Nurses Appreciation Week. Now, when I was in Chicago, I have a lot of hairstylists that have their own salons. And so every year, we set up a teacher appreciation event or a nurses appreciation event at the salon. So if you have salon professionals or you are a salon professional, do your own event. Go through your database, ask people, advertise that you are doing a night of pampering for your teachers and nurses. We actually did one of each. We did a nurses appreciation event and a teachers appreciation event. And use your team. Have your team invite for that theme as well. Have your team go to the moms that are clients, that are VIPs, or the moms that are market partners on their team, and have them invite people to your event. So those are some other ideas, but referrals, it just depends what I'm looking for. Who do you know with hair loss? Who do you know that has a venue? It changes all the time. I kind of just go with the flow with the conversation. And I, just listen for a way for me to break in and ask for something I'm looking for. It's not always about, like Toni said, it's not always about making the sale right away. It's about building that relationship with those people, with those businesses, and the business will follow.
That was great. Thank you so much, Phyllis, for that. Anyone else?
I have a question about what you had said earlier.
Yeah, go ahead, Mojo.
The first time, that's the first time I've ever heard someone say that we get paid 11 different ways. I've always heard we get paid 5 times a week, but what are you referring to, all of that?
Personal sales, group volume, division volume, DV, okay? Car program.
Okay.
You got your $60 for VIPs. You have your sponsoring bonuses.
Okay.
Okay, you got your car program, trip incentives, founders opportunity, unilevel bonus, generational bonus. Guys, what am I leaving out?
Now we've got Amazon, and you've got all of your enrollment bonuses.
Enrollment bonuses and bonuses for rank advancements. That's what I was missing.
And super seller now too.
Yeah, super seller. Super.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yes, Sarah, thank you. I was racking my brain, because it's usually a roll it off and everything like that. Anything else, guys? Well, all right, you guys, let's take all of this great stuff. The whole point of being on these calls, guys, is to implement and use what we're sharing with you. Amazing best practices. The beauty baskets that Kat shared, the referrals that Phyllis shared. Kat shared that a couple of weeks ago, but you guys know, you guys understand what we're talking about. The other thing is too, I wanted to say this, as a denouement, virtual events that are like summits online, I'm seeing those trend right now. I actually got asked to be on 2 of them. I'm going to be, the one lady has 6 million people on her things. I was like, oh yeah, rock on. But the virtual summits are really kicking up and kicking butt. Phyllis, did you have another question? Is that why you had your hand raised?
No, I had something to add.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So I love the virtual summits also, but what I was wanting to add was that sponsor events. I am always sponsoring events. I have a client, I sponsor people in pageants. So I sponsor them for their hair, their skin. And the one was Miss Senior Colorado, and she is a cancer survivor, and I get so much business. She just keeps referring me over and over and over again. And I just sponsored for a cancer league and I think a lung event, but you get the products at cost. We've had so many flash sales with free products and reduced price products. I always say yes. I tell everyone I will always donate a basket.
Yep. So Liz,
and I always get customers from that. Sorry.
No.
I'd love to hear how you do baskets, because I do not have good luck with them. So I'd love to hear your tip on how you convert that into those connections.
You have to make sure you ask who won it. That's the first thing. And then I always put brochures and cards. They display my cards and my information, but it's important to ask who won the basket. That's how I convert it into sales.
So you guys, I'll give you another tip too, because we have a lot of people on here that have a lot of really great information that they could share and provide value on any of these virtual summits. I won't do one unless I get the lists. I want the lists.
Right.
And then I also too, you guys see what I did here, that this is Canva. So if you have Canva, so every single Zoom or virtual event I'm on, they can just scan my QR code and I automatically get their information. Canva, I do believe that even if you have a free account, you can make this. Okay.
Toni, you have to move your QR code. It's blocked by your name.
Oh, is it?
Yes, I can't scan your QR code.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. I'll move it to the top of the screen.
Yeah.
Wasn't even thinking about that.
But it looks beautiful.
Okay. So Melissa asked one more question. Mojo asked one more question about the red clover. There is no proof. There is zero proof. Even WebMD, Wikipedia says it. Red clover has not been determined. Okay. So that is the one thing that I will tell you. I'm going to tell you that if you look at the labels in any products that they're using, seed oils, huge inflammation issues, horrible for cancer survivors, right? And there are a bunch of products that have seed oils in them. So you have to really look at the ingredient list, and even people look at it and they see sodium lauryl sulfate, right? That's one of the biggest carcinogens, and it's used in 80% of personal care products. So you know what they're comparatively using, and I'm telling you right now, if they're getting it at the dollar store, Walmart, or any drugstore, because we have no regulations in this country, they are literally putting those carcinogens on their skin. So, I mean, you know, you can go look it up for yourself, just copy and paste it, because that's not concrete proof. And the reason why they're doing this is because big pharma doesn't want any natural, oh God, here we go, natural ingredients that people can use that really do help. They'd rather have people go to them for prescriptions. That's the whole business model. So that's why you guys be due diligent in your ingredient research. So anything else?
I just want to bring up something on red clover. This is, and it's taken right from the National Institute of Health, like a government site right there. And it says red clover extracts are rich in isoflavones, particular in, I don't know how to pronounce the words, and they have been proven and effective in treating symptoms of breast cancer. So in certain amounts, just like anything, you know, water can kill us if we drink too much of it, right? So like people need to like, and that's from like the National Institute of Health, and literally like that's right at the top when I search things, right? Like, and it does, they do say it's like controversial and people have different opinions, but people will find exactly what they want to find when they search things on the internet. You will be able to find someone that, I mean, I could go down a rabbit hole, but I just like really like to encourage people to really use like a clean head, because you will find whatever you want to find on the internet. And my favorite thing is to remember that Google does not claim to be accurate. It claims to put up what's the most relevant.
No, 100%. But also too, you guys, you have to look at Canadian, European, and Australian standards. Red clover is in all of our products in all of those countries, and their regulations are way more strict. Way, way, way more. So, all right, you guys, we'll go ahead and conclude with that. Let me know, listen, if there's any training topics that you want us to talk about. The OGs come together for about a half hour every Thursday to discuss what our teams need, you know, where we think there are gaps. And we always want to hear from you, because we want to be able to provide massive amounts of value for you. So I want to thank everybody for being on the call. Listen, share the shit out of this, right? I love this. This is my jam. It's my favorite thing to do. Like literally, you guys, next to a couple of other mastermind calls that I'm in, but this is literally my favorite call to do every single week, along with our Thursday call with some of our senior leaders. So I love you guys. Have a great rest of your week, and take care.